So yesterday I went to a doctor. I went to like a walk-in ear doctor, and I went with Sean, and we're like, okay, let's just go get a checkout and maybe like get our ears clean. So I go in to meet this doctor, and he's doing like a consultation, walk-in consultation, and the first thing he says to me is like, I'm really concerned because you're loud. And I was like, me? And okay, let me preface this with Sean went in first, okay? And if anybody knows, Sean is the loudest individual in our friend group besides John and Peter, okay? Like, Sean is always loud. And so then I was like, I kind of said that, I was like, oh, that's funny, because like that guy that you just saw is notoriously loud in our friend group. And then he was like, no, he came in really quiet. He's like, unless you're just really naturally loud, you're really loud. And I was like, okay, no. And then he's like, yeah, so like, why are you in? I told him my concerns. He's like, okay, let me take a peek. He looks at my ears. He's like, you have no earwax. There's nothing in there. I was like, oh. So I'm describing this feeling to him. He's like, well, we can run some tests if you want. I'm like, okay. Also, let me preface this another thing. This doctor has no tact. And hey, I'm gonna say this thing. It's a fact. I don't have it. Don't take this the wrong way. This doctor, if I had to really label him, is incredibly autistic. Like, in the way that he's communicating, the tone, like his eyes are twitching, kind of like his eyebrows are twitching, but he's incredibly good at his craft. You can tell he has incredible knowledge. So this is going to come up because I think he says some sus stuff later that I had to just chalk up to, I think that you lack the social skills in this setting, and not because you're racist. Now, so he's like, I think you should take this test. And so I go, okay, let's do this test. I go into the booth and he's like, oh, I see that you're from Washington, blah, blah, blah. We're just having a nice little fun little chat, you know, where it kind of makes sense. It doesn't, whatever. So yeah, so he started off with saying like, you're really loud, which it was fine. It was okay. I'm doing this test, and then we go in and basically he's like, hey, are you Asian? And I go, yeah. He's like, you're half. I'm like, I am half. He's like, I have a friend that looks just like you. She's also half. I'm like, yeah, I'm half Chinese, half Norwegian. He's like, that's cool. We move on to a different room. We're doing another test, and he's like, tells me what's going on with my ear. There's really not much. He just says that my right ear is damaged, but not that I would know it. It's just that it is, so be careful. I was like, okay. He's like, great. How old are you? I'm like, I'm 27. He's like, oh, I thought that you were 21. He's like, these damn Asians, just, you can, sorry, I can't say this without laughing. He's like, these damn Asians, you just can never tell with them. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, you know Japanese women? I'm like, I do know of them. And he's like, they are so efficient and diligent. Like, when Japanese women come here, like, I never know their age. He's like, Chinese, and then literally says to me, but then turns around, he's like on his computer, he's like, and Koreans, we don't talk about Koreans. And I didn't know what to do. And I told Sean, this is what it felt like. Okay, I'm sitting in this chair and he says this, he turns around to the computer, and it felt like I was on a sitcom, and I made a face like this to the camera that didn't exist. I was like, oh, haha, yeah. And then I was like, well, Jody, you're not on no, there's no camera, there's no sitcom, they don't know that you're making this face. So I just make this face to no one, because I was just like, oh, haha, yeah, huh? Anyways, and then I was just like, okay, I don't think he means to be saying these things. He just, I don't know. So anyways, I come to find out there's nothing wrong with my ear, in case you're curious. Okay, nothing wrong with my ear, we're all good. And he ends up telling me like his story about what he learned during COVID, which was TikTok. He learned TikTok in COVID. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a really cool, great. I'm leaving, and he was like, yeah, I think in my past life I was a Japanese woman with how diligent and orderly I am. And I was like, yes, okay. I just, I really don't, I don't know how to take or how to say this. Like, I just think he had a lot of autistic tendencies. Like even the way that, you know, when people walk on their tiptoes sometimes, and like when he's doing the test, he's like moving his eyebrows a lot, you know, and then the lack of tact. I was like, I think there's, you know, and I'm gonna chalk up the racist comments maybe to the just, I don't know, because I didn't know how else to really process this entire thing. He really just, no, he did not give zero fucks. So then when I got out, Sean was like, well, that doctor was kind of rude, right? And I'm like, he was rude, but I'm like, I don't know if he was rude in a, like, he means to be rude, but more just like in a, he didn't know what he was, maybe how he was delivering the things that he was saying. But it was an interesting experience. All in all, my ear is fine, and apparently I look 21. I've started going deaf purely because of your screams. Actually, I have a compressor on. You should hear me in real life. It's probably even louder. It's really not that bad. Trey, you're really loud, by the way. I was kind of offended when he said that. But then, well, because it was the first thing he said to me, and it was rather abrupt. And then I calibrated to, oh, okay, maybe this guy lacks the tact. And then I was like, I didn't take any offense to it. But I was like, whoa, that's an interesting thing to just rip out, to say, like, literally just like, hey, I'm concerned because you're really loud. Okay. I just was so baffled. Sean and I had a really good laugh because Sean knows that he's really loud, and he was like, no, that guy was really quiet. I'm like, are we talking about the same motherfucker? Are you for real right now?